or should I share it?
Yeah, please share it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha Sava Vedika Sadfal Sava Siddhant Ratnadia Sava Loke Kadrik Pradam.
Yeah, did you share?
Yeah, I'm about to share it. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churned from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures, most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you are enriched with the jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusions, O you grant spiritual vision to all people of the world. So let me share it right now. Share. Tak. Okay, so let me share this one. What is it? Right here. Can you see?
Page 14, yeah. Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kakwali Dvanto Dita Ditya Shri Krishna Parivartita. O life breath of the Vaishnava, devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of the Kali Yuga. You are actually Lord Krishna who has returned among us.
Carry on.
Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshe Aksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namastume. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss. For your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone. For you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. Madeka Bandhu Matsangin Madguru Manmahadana Manishtaraka Madbhagya Madananda Namastute. O Srimad Bhagavatam, you are my only friend, my companion, O my teacher, my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss. I offer respectful obeisances unto you. Asadu sadhu tadayin atini chochataraka hanamuncha kadachinmam premnarit kantayasvara. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Agyantimidandasya Yananjana Sharakaya Shakshumilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Nabhutale Sayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Shvapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sanjivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jigatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchane Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshvari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Tita Nam Bhavane Bhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Shri Advaita Gadadha Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna. So it looks like we are alone today.
Yeah.
I gave a message, but they don't reply. What to do? Can you see my screen with the recap?
Wait a minute. So you wanna start the recording?
Yeah, already started actually.
Okay.
So, can you see my screen?
There's the mention for life in the higher planets.
No, so
Is
okay.
this
It does.
one?
So let me stop the share. So let's do same story. So talk. That's it. Yeah. Questions by Maharaj Parikshit. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any recollection of the last session?
No, I.
Oh, you kind of. Okay, you perhaps you were not there. So basically, this chapter is quite similar to the fourth chapter in the first canto. The chapter is replete with questions. Question from whom?
Mhm. Questions from Parikshit Maharaj.
To whom?
No, from to Sukdev Goswami.
Yes. So what happened, I don't know if you recall, in the very previous chapter, at the end of it, there was a recap of 3 chapters. If you can see here, summary of 3 chapters, 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah, so Brahma is speaking. It's called Brahma Narad Sambad. And we discussed, this is Achintya Beda Bed. Idam Ivishvam Bhagavan Ivetaro, 1.520, Narad is telling that Krishna is non-different from the cosmos. So it is not wrong to say Krishna is the cosmos. It is not wrong. Krishna is this stable. It is not wrong. In what sense it is not wrong?
Everything comes from Krishna, but we cannot say that just this table is Krishna or just that thing is Krishna.
Yeah, Shakti, Shaktimatayo Abhidha. This is Vedanta Sutra. So the Shaktiman Krishna is the possessor of all the Shaktis. Parasya Shakti Vivideva Shriyate Svabhaviki Gyanabala Kriyacha. So you cannot say it is wrong to say that Krishna is the cosmos, Krishna is the table, because why it is not wrong? Because whatever we behold is a transformation of
of the material modes of nature.
Yes, but to be more precise, is a transformation of Krishna's energies. Remember 111, Tejo Valvidam Yata Vinimayo Atra Krisago Mrisha. Tejo, water, fire, air, ether, whatever you see is a transformation of the modes. And Krishna says in the Gita 7:13, Tribir Gunamaya Bhaver. I'm behind the modes, Arjun. I control the modes. The modes do not control me. So, yes, everything is non-different, but at the same time, everything is different. Goloka Nivasati Akiratma Bhuta. Krishna says, Brahma says in Brahma Samhita, he lives in Golok. Nivasati means to dwell. Akiratma Bhuta, and still is in everyone's heart. So, and then it's mentioned here, is indifferent to everything in the universe. We were quoting 9.4, 9.5 Gita. Everyone is in me, but I'm not in them. And then 9.5, he says, everyone I'm not in everything. He says, I'm not in everything. So, meaning Bhagawan himself, Bhagwan, is not in everything, but is in Golok, playing, reveling in pastimes of love with the gopis, the gopas. But in terms of his energies, Avyakta Murtina, 9-4, Majatatamidam Savam, Jagad Avyakta Murtina, he's present everywhere. But we're not going to start worshipping this mirror or this computer or this bottle. No, we are, when it comes to worship, Bhakti Rash, we are concentrating on the Shaktiman, the male. We're not going to start worshipping a female, an energy. If you start doing that, you are guilty of what is it called? Those who worship the energies as good as God. They are called the Shaktas. The Shaktas means those who think that you might as well worship energies. Yes, Krishna, I agree. But it doesn't matter. They're thinking this is Maha Aparadi. They are thinking Krishna is a Shakti. This is Maha Aparad. Krishna is Shaktiman, is male, is Purush, Uttam. He's not Shakti, he's not female. So those who say you might as well Tatomat Yatopat, you might as well worship any Shakti, it doesn't matter. No. If you take a flight to London, you go to London, you don't go to New York. So, yes, Tona Chandra is coming. So we discussed about that. Then we discussed that Bhagavatam is a collection of the Lord's vibhutis. Vibhuti means excellences. And then remember, Brahma told Narad, you please expand on Bhagavatam. He didn't do it. He's going to delegate it. He already delegated it last canto, in the first canto. He told Vyasadeva, you please do it. And also, not only you do it, but you do it gracefully. And there's a verse, Satyam Briyat Priyam Bruyat. You know that verse, Satyam Bruyam? Satyam, truth. Bruyam, Satyam Bruyat Priyam. Priyam means dear. You should present the truth, but in a dear most way, palatable way, relishable way. It doesn't mean if you're not able to present the truth palatably, it doesn't mean you should stop presenting the truth. But preferably, we should let those who can present the truth palatably. You follow?
Yeah.
So this is the point of Brahma to Narad. Present the truth, expand on it, but palatably. And then we discussed 53, very important point. We should not belittle the earlier topics of Bhagavatam. We will discuss 2.10.1, you will see. Saga, Visagascha, Poshanam, Uttayaha. We are discussing now Shrishti, Stiti, Pralaya, Shrishti Tatwa. We may say, oh, it's secondary, it's boring. No, this is Aparad. Especially on our level of Vedi Bhakti, we are still struggling big time. Then there is no, on the contrary, it's very healthy. Buddhism Prabhu used to say, Aishvarya Gyan will breed Dasya Bhakti. The more you are enamored by the glories of Aishvarya Gyan, Aishvarya Gyan means the knowledge pertaining to the glories, the creation of the Lord, the secondary creation. The more you are enamored, more you will be grounded in Dasya Bhakti. You follow? So we should not say, oh, it's no, it's lower, Prabhu. No. And Brahma is very keen on that. Even if you describe Maya in relation to Krishna, it's totally fine. Maya is a pure devotee. So there's no harm. We should not separate things from Krishna. And then Moshika is coming. So now we are discussing about we entered this 8th chapter. And in the beginning, what did we discuss? Parikshit, it's just like Shonaka. Remember Shonaka with Sutta Goswami? When he sees that the previous topic is dying off, it's coming to an end, immediately, what does Shonaka do?
He will come up with another question.
Exactly. Just like, let's say you want to strike a deal with a businessman, and you are very concerned. You want to sign the contract, and as soon as you can see the concentration of the guy is wearing off, immediately, one way or the other, he hasn't signed the contract as yet. So immediately you do anything to make him focus again on the topic at hand, this contract, this transaction, this negotiation. So here, same way, Shonaka does that, Parikshit does that. They're very eager to trigger again Krishna Katha. So we discussed about that, Narad Muni's exploits, and then the glories of Krishna Katha. So tell me one or two advantages of Krishna Katha. As
What
this,
it
yes,
pur- it purifies one's heart from all the material contaminations.
yeah. We discussed 2:8. Hare Krishna, Moshika Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, so we're doing the recap. We are still in the recap. My question was, any points that you want to share when it comes to the glories of Krishna Katha? Why it is so vital to our growth in Krishna consciousness?
It helps us to better do our chanting.
Yeah. And of course, 284 is great for that. Srinvatam Shradaya Nitya Grinata Sva Shvacheshtitam Kalina Nati Tirgana Bhagavan Vishateridi. Srinvatam Shradaya Nitya, if Shradaya means earnestness. You put your earnestly, you try to dive into Bhagavatam earnestly. Then Grinatas Svacheshtitam, putting great effort is not going to come automatically. Krishna wants to see great effort. Then what is the result? Kalina Natir Tirgana Bhagavan Vishateri. Bhagavan himself will enter. Paramatma is there, but Bhagavan will manifest. So then what's going to happen, even though we may traverse tremendous difficulties, just like Krishna says in the Gita, even in the midst of the worst difficulties, the pure devotee doesn't waver. So this is...
Prabhu, another question.
Yeah.
So just as you
I cannot hear you.
our heart, but I mentioned that Paramatma is already in our heart, but then at some point Bhagwan will manifest. Then when I know when Paramatma is in our heart, he witnesses all our action and he's there. But when Bhagwan will manifest, what does he do?
See, it's a beautiful question. So remember Brahma 10:14:8. This is the answer. Prabhupada used to say 10:14:8, you should wear this shlok like a leash, like a dog is wearing a leash around his neck, like a collar. You know, you have seen the dog, he has a collar around his neck. So he says 10:14:8 is the collar of the devotee. Tatenu kampam susamek shamano, bungyanameva kritam vipakam, ridvag bhavobir vidadan namaste, jivetayu muktipade sadayabhat. This is Brahma telling, he's praying to Krishna, he's trying to get forgiveness from Krishna. He says, someone who can cope with the results of his past misdeeds, he doesn't complain. If you start complaining about your misdeeds, the result of your past misdeeds, then you are off. So someone who doesn't complain and read Vagvapur Vedanta Namaste, he carries on continuing serving you, my Lord. Read in the heart, Vak, words. Vapubir means body. Then Mukti Pade Sadayabak. In due course of time, Mukti will become his rightful claim. This person will be delivered. Just like Krishna says, 12.5, Samudartha, Aham Samudartha, very quickly I will pick him up from the samsara. So, and we may say, oh, it is still his karma. No. If you look it up, 10.14.8, it's no more Prabhupada, it's BBT team translating. They say, they quote Acharyas also, actually Krishna is touching your soft weaknesses of heart. Your Hridaya Durbarya, you are certainly weak. Me and you, everyone is weak in certain areas. Krishna is going to push that soft spot to address the issue with you. This is not your karma. It's a semblance of karma, but it's not karma, technically. So this is the intervention of Krishna. Paramatma will not do that. Paramatma 929, what does he say? Samoham Savabhutishu Namedveshusti Priyaha. I hate no one. I like no one. Udasinavat is like a judge. The judge doesn't hate you, doesn't love you. He's neutral. Paramatma is neutral. Krishna is not neutral. See? Aha Bhakta Parido Yasvantatra Dvija. Krishna, this is Narayan speaking to Durvasa Muni. He says, I'm not independent. See? In 111, he says, Abhigya Swarat, I'm totally independent. And then in the next canto, he says, I'm not at all independent. See? Krishna contradicts himself. He says, I'm not at all independent, my dear Durvasa Muni. I'm dependent. Sadavo Hridayam Mayam, Sadunam Hridayam Twaham. I'm totally dependent on my sadhu, on my pure devotee. He's depending on me. I'm dependent on him. I'm not independent. So this is Krishna. This is not Paramatma. Krishna becomes sold out to his pure devotee. You may say, well, I'm not a pure devotee. Okay, but you are on the way. So as you, as you surrender, he becomes more inclined towards you. This is not the action of Paramatma. This is the action of Bhagwan. Okay, so let's move. And then we entered, yes, we entered from 7 to 10. We discussed about the difference between the Jiv Tattva and Krishna Tattva. Can you guys recollect something, at least one or two things from those three verses? 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember? It was a bit technical. What did we learn? You can look up in the Bhagavatam itself. Looks like you didn't study much this week. Already, Maharaj Parikshit is asking, they're very lofty. I was kind of joking the other day. Can you imagine if you have this kind of questions in the class, or even your guru asking this kind of questions? This is lofty. Have you seen the depths of the questions? He's asking in 11, for instance, please explain how all the locusts, the planets, they are situated in different parts of the Virat. Not only the planets, the whole planetary systems are there in the Virat somewhere. Please explain. So, and then 12, where are we? I'm a little lost. No, we are 7 to 10, I say, 7 to 10. Yeah. No, I'm not 7 to 10, we say, yeah. So 7 to 10 is asking about the difference between Jiva and Krishna. How did we acquire the body? Remember? We discussed about that. And then in 8, is going to discuss about the stem of the lotus growing. The lotus is growing from the navel of Garbhodakashai, Vishnu. And we discussed something very interesting in 9, that Brahma was born from the bodily expansion of the lotus flower. And we discussed prior to, in a few chapters ago, that the body of Brahma is made of the constituents of the stem itself. See? So, and then the question at hand was quite tough, remember? And the acharyas were not answering this question right away. What was the question? Question was, as spoken by Parikshit Maharaj, please tell me about the form of the Lord that Brahma saw. And do they have the same type of forms, Brahma and that form of the Lord? Please tell me, my dear Shukadev. So we are discussing a very deep topic. Is the Jiva having the same type of body as that of the Lord? And of course, the answer is no. Okay? And of course, as I told you, the 8th chapter is not, the answers are not lying there. The answers are lying in the next chapter, chapter 9, and even further into the 3rd canto. Here, chapter 8 is going to be question after the other. So just imagine, practically the answers of those questions are going to compose the whole Bhagavata. Parikshit Maharaj is Mahapurush, is as advanced as his Guru practically. So let's move on from 11. Purushavaya loka sapala purvakalpitaha. Loke amushya vapaya, sorry. Loke amushya vayava sapaliriti shushrum. Remember, I was discussing shushrum in the Shreya Upanishad. Shushruma itadiranam. We should ask questions to Dear. Dear means Guru. 434, remember? Pariprashnena. We should ask prashna, questions. Go ahead, 11.
Moshikar, would you like to read it?
O learned Brahmana, it was formally explained that all the planets of the universe with their respective governors are situated in the different parts of the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. And I've also heard that the different planetary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. But what is the actual position? Will you please explain that?
Yeah, so Jiva Goswami mentioned that there is a seed of doubt here in the mind of Parikshit Maharaj. Not about Krishna, of course, but a doubt about, he wants to know, within the Virat, is there only the planets there with their respective, it's called the Lokapalas. Lokapalas means the what do you call it, the directions, but also the Loka masters, the presiding deities. That's a better way to put it, presiding deities. Do we find the Lokas and their governors within the stem? Or do we find fully planetary systems at large? So that's a very lofty question, can you imagine? You have to be a Mahapurush to answer that kind of question. So let's discuss about 11, because there's no purport, I know. But Vishwanath gives a little something here. Okay. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is referring to previous shlokas of the 2nd canto, 2536. It was mentioned there that lokas mean the planets, they are imagined to be limbs of the Virat, of the Purush, Virat Purush. And sometimes elsewhere, to 126, it says that the limbs of a Purush are equated with the planets. So here, basically, according to Vishwanath, Parikshit wants to know more details. And is referring to 288. We just discussed 288 recently. And he's telling my dear Guru, Maharaj, Shukadev, Maharaj, in 288, I asked about the Jiv Tattva. And also in 288, it's about Garbhodakashaya Vishnu as well. Now he's referring to 2810. He's saying in 2810, I have discussed about Mahavishnu, who is the creator of Mahatattva. And also I asked in 2810 about the Paramatma, who is Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. And then Vishwanath explains, he quotes a verse, Smriti Shastra, that says, if you are well aware of the Sri Purush, you are entitled to be liberated. So you may say, well, that's not pure devotion, but just imagine the power. If you know well about the Sri Purush avatars, well, you are quite versed in the tattva, you are liberated from this world. You may not go back to Golok, okay, but you will be liberated from this material world. So we cannot say it's a lesser importance. So you can see, whichever side you take the Bhagavatam, this is sweet and totally transcendental. It will convey unto you vimukti. You know, this is the power. Just to know about the Purusha Avatar, you get liberated. And then, according to Vishwanath, Parikshit is also, he mentioned recently, he mentioned that the Jivs, I told you, Avidya Vasta Jiv is called. The Jiv are considered like an aggregate, the totality of the Jivs. It's called Jiv Tattva, actually, this Tattva, Jiv Shakti. Avidya Vasta. Vasta means substance, aggregate. Avidya Vasta Jiv. Unfortunately, the Jivs are in Avidya, ignorance. You may be a demigod, you may be a giraffe, you may be a rat, a human. Everyone is into Avidya. So Vishwanath is kind of recapping the whole thing, and he's saying, don't neglect, because that itself can convey unto you Shanta or even Dasya Bhakti. That's the point of Bodhidharma Prabhu. Aishvarya Gyan means all these topics relating to Shrishti, Sthiti, creation. We are totally in the thick of it now. That will give you Dasya Bhakti. So basically, the bottom of the question is, he wants to know from Shukdev, is the form of the Lord that Brahma saw after his celestial tap, austerity, for 1,000 years, he undertook austerity. The form that he saw, is it distinct from the Jiva? Of course it is distinct. But Maharaj Parikshit is asking for the sake of humanity. We know, because we are in ISKCON, we have been trained, but others may not know. So even Vishwanath is saying, again, is pushing that point so much. Again, even that type of question will confer upon you Priti Bhakti. Priti means love. Priti Purvakam. Dasya Bhakti. You may be a pure devotee in Dasya Bhav. You follow? Not everyone is into a pure devotee in Medhoya Bhav or Vatsal. You can be a pure devotee in Dasya Bhav. Where's the difficulty? You can be a Prem Bhakta in Dasya Bhav. For instance, Narada is a Premi Bhakta. Is he in Vatsalya? is in Sakya Prem? No. A little bit of Sakya, not much actually. It's a lot of Aishvarya Gyan, a lot of Aishvarya Bhakti in Narad. But he's a pure devotee. Not only a pure devotee, he's an avatar. But in Dasya Prem, you follow? So we should not belittle this type of section of Bhagavatam, thinking, oh, it's technical, I don't like it. Okay, you may not like it, but it doesn't mean you should be repelled by it. You should try your best. Yavan kalpo vikalpo va, yata kalo numiyate, bhuta bhavya bhavas shabda, ayu manamcha yat sataha. This is 12. Go ahead.
Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation, and that of the other subsidiary creation, as well as the nature of time, indicated by the sound of past, present, and future. Also, please explain the duration and measurement of life of the different living beings known as the demigods, the human beings, etc., in different planets of the universe.
And you can say a few words if you want.
Well, from this, so what I mean, the time between creation and annihilation, we know that it's Kalpa. Am I right?
Kalpa is the day of Brahma.
So after one day of Brahma, there is starting the day of Brahma, there is creation, and by the end of the day of Brahma, there is annihilation.
Yeah. Actually, if you want to be very thorough, you go to the 12th canto. There's 4 types of annihilation. Shukadev is emphatic. There is annihilation from lesser to bigger. The first one, what is the smallest type of annihilation? Even the Bible mentions about it. Sorry, Prabhu?
Manvantara.
No, that's still quite big. Even when you change of yuga, just like you have seen, I'm not expert in the Bible, but you have seen the deluge, right? The deluge, you know that.
Yeah.
There was a flood in Old Testament, it's mentioned. So what is that flood all about? We heard from first canto. Don't you remember that flood was flooded Dwarka? Krishna told everyone, you better leave. In 1 month, in 1 week, this is covered. And now you find this Dwarka lying at the bottom of the ocean. So we cannot deny there's a deluge even between yugas. Now, at the end of the Divya Yuga, the cycle of 4, there's another big one now. When you change of cycle of 4, Mahayuga or Divya Yuga, bigger. Then, like Prabhu said, at the end of each Manvanta, how many Manvantas?
There are 14.
14.
So now at the end of completion of 14, what happened? Krishna mentions in the Gita, it's called Kalpa. Then what happened? Mahabig Pralaya. Mahabig. Everything is flooded up to Brahmalok. Even the sages on Mahajana, Janalok, Tapalok, they have to move up, or they're going to be flooded themselves. They have to move up and take shelter of Brahmalok. Brahmalok is the only planet which is not covered. And then, of course, it's called, we will discuss in 21046, beautiful verse, dealing with all this. This is the answer. This is the answer of all these questions now. 21046, Kalpa, Vikalpa, Mahakalpa. We're talking about huge durations of time. Even the Christians, the Jewish, they are millions of miles away. Millions. They have no clue what's going on. It's not there in their Shastra. Their Shastra is called Upadharma. It's Upa is sub-religion. Sub-Shastra for sub-religion. We're not into sub-religion here, we're into Bhagavatam. This is Sanatana. nothing to do with this planet or this universe. This is coming directly from Krishna, just like the holy name. Goloka, what is the verse? Just like, what is it, the verse? Krishna Shakti, not this one. The holy name is coming from Golok. Goloka Pramadana Harinam Sankirtan. Yes. Bhagavatam, same. Krishna Svadamu Pagate Damagyan Dubai Saha. Same, it's coming from Golok. Don't think Bhagavatam is from this. Oh, it's an Indian culture, it's an Hindu culture. What kind of nonsense is this? Do you think I would have been interested if it had told me it's an Hindu book? No. So it's very, very thorough. Maharaj Parikshit is Mahapurush. He's asking very fine details, and you will see the answer of Shukadev. And it's not these are Mahapurush personalities, Mahajan, Parshadas of Krishna. They know what they're talking about. Yesterday, we wouldn't have put that otherwise in the Bhagavatam. We don't want shaky people, shaky acharya, just looking for their words and stuff like that. No. So Vishwanath, we're talking about great time spans and divisions of their time spans. And this is the contribution of Einstein. Time is relative. Space is relative to what? What does affect time and space? That's the contribution of Einstein. Of course, he didn't invent that law, but he revealed it again in modern times. What did he say? You know that his equation? He says something spectacular. What did he say in regard to time, space, and consciousness?
They are
yes.
They're influenced by the place where we are.
Yeah. In other words, yes, Prabhu. In other
They are
words,
influenced by the free modes of material nature.
yeah. In other words, we have seen time and space are relative to consciousness. You have seen yourself, myself, everyone. We have seen when you are Krishna conscious, what you can accomplish in 1 hour is tremendous. Prabhupada, what he did in 12 years with 40 rupees. Is that normal? Is it a normal unfolding of things? No. We are dealing with a Mahapurush personality. What he did is unheard of, even materially. No, we can't do that. He had no money in his pocket, no connection. Look at the end result. Falena Parichayate. 108 temples, 10,000 devotees initiated, 108 books translated, commented upon. I mean, come on, this is time. Time is totally relative to the consciousness of Prabhupada. Space also, according to where you are, the space differs. The time differs according to space. You follow? So we are planted in the universe according to our time of our level of consciousness when we leave the world. According to your consciousness when you leave the body, you're going to be planted just like you plant a seed in your garden here on top of the garden, on the east of the garden. You're going to decide where you're going to be planting that seed. Oh, I'm going to plant the roses here. I'm going to plant the tulips here. I'm going to plant, you follow? So Kamana Devanetrena is under the jurisdiction of demigods and Paramatma. We're going to plant the seed, the jiv. It's called the chitkana, the particle of seed of the jiv. Where is he going to take birth, this guy? This is not, we don't decide nothing. It's done by higher authorities, demigods and Paramatma. Just like when you plant the seed in your garden, who is doing it? It's not the seed who is doing it. Is the seed deciding where my gardener is going to plant me? No. So everything is there. The time is relative. Even past is relative. Future is relative. We may say, "Oh, I'm going to do that next Monday." Is it true? Are you going to do that? You may or you may not. You follow? We are totally in a mental platform day and night. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I did this. Forget the past that sleeps, back Tivino Toko used to say. So he's asking the lifespans of the humans, the Pitris, the Devatas. See, this is very extremely precise section of Bhagavatam. Kalasya Nugatirya tu Lakshyate Brihatyapi Yavatya Karmagatayo Yadrishir Dvijasatam. Yeah. Okay, 13.
O purest of the Brahmanas, please also explain the cause of the different durations of time, both short and long, as well as the beginning of time following the course of action.
Yeah. So
I don't have any.
yes, you don't have nothing to say. Yes, there's no purport. You're right. But Vishwanath again he lived in the 18th century, so he has the right to write his own purpose. He's a Manjari in the spiritual world. So he says the progress of time has very small divisions. I told you the other day, the smallest time measure of time is the time it takes for sun ray to go over one atom. Do you think they have figured it out in the NASA in Florida? Talking about the time it takes for sun ray to go over one atom? No, they're still groping in the dark. So Paramanu Shayantarastam, Brahma is telling, Paramanu means when you group together 5 atoms, it becomes a Paramanu. Actually, little do they know that what they consider atom, actually it's a Paramanu. It's already a grouping of 5. Vedic measure of time is much more precise. They're getting there, but they still haven't figured out the whole thing. So Brihati, the years, everything is there. Karmagataya, can you see? 13. Karmagataya, the destinations. Who knows? Is it in the Bible, in the Quran? Where you going to go according to your sinful or pious deeds? Everyone is groping in the dark. See? And Vishwanath is so expert, he's saying all the places you're going to go, according to your karma, good or bad, will be also devoured by small or big or large divisions of time. Wherever you go in this Devidam, you will be devoured by time. You are a lion, you live on Jupiter, you live on Pluto, you live on different universe, you live in the sun. It doesn't matter. You cannot escape from time. Kalosmi lokaksha krit pravrido, Krishna says, I devour all the planets and the people on the planets also. So Vishwanath again is very adamant. He's saying in 13, those 2 questions of 13 can make you eligible for pure bhakti. Can you imagine? Why? What is his point? You may say, well, it's too audacious to say that. No. Then he quotes 11, 20, 27, beautiful verse. Chata Shradu Matkatasut Nivina Savakamasu. He's saying, because if you have faith in Krishna Kata, this is all about faith in Krishna Kata, then you will become indifferent to karmas. All your karmas, whatever you have done, good or bad, you cannot erase that. It's too late. But if you have mat shrado, zada shrado mat katasu, if you have very deep faith in Krishna Kata, you become indifferent to your karmas. Because some people search, even devotees, oh, I'm going to do this astrology, this, that, to erase my karma. But actually, the real solution is Krishna Katha. You may get something, Tatenu Kampam Susamikramano, but you will become indifferent. So that's the greatness of Krishna Katha. That's the point of Vishwanath. And if you become indifferent to karmas, then you become entitled for pure bhakti, provided you practice, of course. Okay, then 14, Yasmin karma samavayo yatha pagriyate gunanam guninam cheva parinanam abipsaptam.
Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living being, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigods down to the most insignificant creatures.
Yeah, so I sent you some homework just a few hours ago. There's a beautiful analogy in there. Can you try to explain? Prabhu, it's quite straightforward. The analogy
In the purport, Srila Prabhupada gives example of how there are restrictions to go to certain planets and countries. So you have to be qualified for that.
Yeah. Just like, can you enter America with no visa? Can you enter Canada? Can you go to Vancouver with no visa? You will be stopped. It happens to me, in 87. It's a long story. I don't want to tell take a lot of time, but I was a brand new devotee. I joined in 85. And one of my leaders told me, oh, can you go to India? And I was in bliss, never been to India. And in those days, I told him what to do about the visa. He said, oh, no trouble. You just apply in return to the Indian embassy and they will give you. And don't worry, it's automatic. You will get your visa and then you buy your ticket and you tell the Indian embassy to forward your visa to your parents' address. Finished. So I didn't bother at all. I had full trust in him. Then I carried on book distribution, and then came the time of flying out to India, 87. And then I go to my parents' house. What happened? Visa has been refused. So I find myself with a ticket in my hand and I have no visa. So I called them, the engineer, the airline. They told me, don't worry. People lie then left and right. Left and right. They say, oh, no, don't worry. You can get your visa at the border upon arrival. So I went to India with no visa. What happened is, are you there?
Yes, Prabhu. We are in.
Okay.
Yes, I'm also here, Prabhu.
So can you imagine? I was with another devotee, Madan Mohan Prabhu, and we are like, 25, 27. He was a bit older than me. And then we are like, totally weight behind the ears. What to do? We just figured, okay, let's chant the Shingadev. Then for days and days we chanted the Shingadev Namaste. Even in the flight, 8 hours flight, we chanted the Shingadev. It's like risky. You're going to India with no visa. What's going to happen? You know what's going to happen. Then we are standing in the line. We are getting off the plane, checking out, going through the line and to show you clear the entry in India and all. And then long queue, and then some officer, okay, please, the end of the queue, you guys move to a different aisle, and you proceed through that aisle. And we were part of at the end of the queue. We went into that aisle, and then this is Krishna's arrangement. I mean, I've never seen that in my life. There's no one in the bloody line on the checkpoint. There's no officer, no one. So we just walk through. That's 87. That's not yesterday. We find ourselves in India. We have no visa in the pocket. Why? Because we prayed in the Shingadev for days.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you could not do that now in 2024. What to speak of going to America? So this is the point. According to you, people don't understand this thing. That's why Prabhupada say NASA, it's demonic. All these rockets program, why is it demonic? Prabhupada could say, well, you are too heavy, Srila Prabhupada. Why you say that? Why is it demonic? Why is it demonic? Because they make you believe that you can go to Mars, to moon, to the sun, whatever, by dint of material equipment, technology. This is demonic. No, it's mentioned here in 14. By goodness, if you are steeped in goodness, yes, you can promote to higher planets. You follow? If you are eating meat day and night, you think you're going to go to moon or Mars? This is nonsense. If you are a papi into Adharma day and night, you think you can move in the different planet? This is nonsense. They are lying day and night. Prabhupada said.
But Prabhu,
Yeah.
the Asuras, not Asura, the Danav, they were eating meat, drinking alcohol, but still they could travel from one planet to another.
Yeah, but be careful. Don't. You have to get it right. They got promoted. See, to get a post, I got your point. They are higher than beings. Yes, they are Navas, Pisachas, even Rakshas, Asuras. They are not humans. They are beyond. You're right. But so they got the karma to go there. They had. So in other words, you cannot deny even Ravan. Ravan was a Paka Brahmin. Paka. And he performed severe austerities. His intention was not good, yes, but he performed a lot of pious deeds. Same with Hiranyakashipu. Then they got promoted to that post. Then they misused their free will. You follow? So someone who's going to getting a very lofty, powerful demonic post in demonic gotras or species like Danavas and stuff, they have some piety to get there. But when they are when they are reaping the fruits of their goodness, they misuse. This is the see. Radhanath Maharaj explained very nicely this point. He says that it's not that they don't know Krishna is God; they even know Vishnu is God, but they deny his supremacy. They don't want to be under the supremacy. That's demonic. You accept the existence of God, just like Dhritarashtra knew Krishna is God. Duryodhana even knew Krishna is God, but is envious of the Pandavas. So that is finished. If you hate a devotee of Krishna, you are finished. Even though, for instance, Jarasandha was worshipping Vishnu. Is he a Vaishnava? He's worshipping Vishnu. He was the
No,
father-in-law.
he was not.
He was not. He was not a Mahajan. He is practical bhakti. It's unfavorable bhakti. He's the father-in-law of Kams. Kams married his two daughters. He's worshipping Vishnu. He's giving Dan left, right, and corner to Brahmins. But he's going to hell because he wants to get revenge at Krishna. See? Because Krishna killed Kams, his son-in-law. So it doesn't mean because they are asuras they reject the just like in Kali Yuga now, in where we are in now. People are so demonic that they don't even accept. But they are little boys and girls. They have no power. But the great asuras, they understand Vishnu, yes. But they deny, they defy, not deny, defy his authority due to false ego. So back to 14. Back to 14. American government will not let you in. You need a visa. This is the point. And then, so my question here, I sent it to you a couple of hours ago. Because it's not in the purport, I know. Are we talking about Kama Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti? Or are we talking about pure Bhakti here? Yeah, so it may not be.
Pure Bhakti, because it's saying that how to go to Golokdham, so we must qualify for that. We need pure Bhakti.
Yeah. Actually, the answer is all of them. Vishwanath explained that point very nicely. So let's get into that. We are into 14. Huh? So when we see it's mentioned in 14, the transformation of the gunas, transformation of the modes, it refers to the bodies of the demikas. Let's say we are jivas, right? And it's mentioned in the Gita, 14th chapter, those who are in the mode of goodness, where will they end up to? Karma Gatayo is
To
mentioned
the
in
heaven.
Heavenly planets.
Yes. It's called Devigan. We know in astrology, Devigan, Asuragan, Manushagan. So Devigan means you have a pretty big load of goodness in your karmic accounts. So that has given you the right, Devigan. You may end up, yes, you're not fully Krishna conscious, so you end up becoming a devata. Because it's mentioned here in 14 that particular jiva is going to be promoted. So he wants to know, Parikshit Maharaj, tell me, speak about that. I want to know the activities of sin, piety, yoga, gyan, bhakti. See? Because unfortunately, unless and until you are a pure devotee, even your bhakti, when we say good, Mishra Bhakti, what does it mean? Mishra Bhakti.
There
It
is
means-
still, there's still tinge of material contamination.
Exactly. There's still, so when we say material contamination, it means contamination of the modes. You cannot deny. You can chant Hare Krishna in Mishra Bhakti. You can take prasad in Mishra Bhakti. You can read Bhagavatam in Mishra Bhakti. You can do anything. You can be in Vrindavan Dham and in Mishra Bhakti. You follow?
So,
Yes.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
Sometimes we see a person to be living in a mode of goodness, or sometimes you can see their devotion is very unconditional.
Yes.
But at the same time, you see the devotee doing abominable acts. So is that the Mishra Bhakta?
That's a beautiful question. That's there's a great devotee. He's my guru when it comes to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. His name is Balaram Shakti. I mean, after Prabhupada, I've never seen such a devotee as expert in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I consider him my guru for Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So he addresses that left, right, and corner in his seminar. I can send you his seminars. He's extremely expert in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I've never seen in 40 years someone so expert in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So he addresses that very beautifully. Actually, I want to give a seminar on that, but now I'm kind of in at the end of the ladder. So, see, that's a very beautiful question. It doesn't mean, in essence, it's a long seminar he has given. I have it. In essence, it doesn't mean because you're not a pure devotee. Let's say you're not a Parshada, let's say, that you're not a pure devotee. What is the verse that defines pure devotional service?
Anya Bilashita Sunyam.
Yes. Carry on.
Anya Bilashita Sunyam Jnana. I'm kind of
Jnana Karma Anavritam.
Whatever is
Anukulina
favorite, Krishna.
Krishna nu
But yeah, but
Shilanam.
he
Yeah, so please explain. You can do it in English, no problem.
so Anya Bilashita Sunyam. One should be devoid of any other desire. Anya Bilas, I mean, like he is supposed to have no desire, but to serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires.
Yes.
And devoid from all this contamination, jnana, karma, adi means no contamination. You know the Gyan yogis or karma yogis. So you have to be free from the contamination. I'm a little bit lost here.
This is wonderful. It's a good start. So that defines pure bhakti. Uttam. It says, Rupa Goswami says the last line.
Dear,
Uttama Shlok, it says, Uttam Bhakti. So,
yeah,
so in other words, like let's break it down. Anya Bilashita, you should not have any other Anya desires to serve Krishna favorably, and should not be mixed with Gyan, Karma, Yoga, Adi, etc. Then Anukrishilanam, Krishnanushilanam, Shil means behavior. Your behavior should be in the mood of pleasing Krishna. You are cultivating this Bhakti Lata Bij for the sake of pleasing Krishna. That's it, you're a pure devotee. It doesn't say, are you a Parshada? When did you join? No. So we have been pure devotees many times. Many times we stuck to that verse and we were so well situated according to that verse. We were pure devotees. But what is the problem then? Why we are not punctually we were pure devotees. But where is the crack of the matter? What happened to us?
we fell from that position.
Yes. Why?
Because of desires.
Because of the modes. See, it's called Keval Bhakti, Nirgun Bhakti. When you are on, just like 1426, for 27, or 426, yeah. Avya Bacharina, Bhakti Yogena Sevate, it's Avya Baccharini. So then, okay, it's Nirgun. So what happened? Then you are a pure devotee and you stay a pure devotee. But the point of Balaram Shakti, Prabhu, is that it doesn't mean because you are a sadhaka in Vedi Bhakti that you cannot be a pure devotee. You can be a pure devotee in Vedi Bhakti. You can be a pure devotee in Raganuk Bhakti. You can be a pure devotee in Bhav Bhakti. You can be a pure devotee in Prem Bhakti, provided you stick to that verse. So it doesn't mean the essence of his seminar is that. It doesn't mean because you are sadhaka that you are a Mishra Bhakti. You follow? This is the point. Then I will explain what is Mishra Bhakti. But before I want to make another point, when you pray to Krishna on the altar, I mean, in front of the altar, do you ask Krishna, please fulfill my material desires? Please fulfill my Maya? No.
No.
So it means you may be under the modes, no doubt, but your intent is favorable to get out of Maya. And sincerely, you may not be so sincere, okay? But you try your best to pray to Krishna. Please get me out of that. So your intent is pure devotion. Unfortunately, we cannot be, not you, me also, everyone. We cannot stay on the platform of Anyabilashita Shunyam. Otherwise, we'll be a pure devotee all the time. But we have been a pure devotee on and off. This is the point of this devotee. That's a great point because devotees in ISKCON tend to confuse, oh, I'm not a pure devotee, hence I might be a Mishra Bhakti. Not necessarily.
Prabhu, to interrupt you just so that I don't lose that. So if we tend to become a pure devotee on and off,
Yes.
so even is that eternally happening, because
I-
then we can go back to Krishna, and at some point we can, I mean, how to reconcile
but
when Krishna says,
that's a very good point. Let's say you leave your body when you are in a phase of being under the definition of that verse, Anyabila. Then you go back. You have seen devotees, I don't want to mention names, devotees living is gone 20 years even. And they move back. When they go back to ISKCON for so many good reasons, they suffered like hell. They go back, crawling on in the dust, going back, and they live in their body splendidly. So they were not pure devotees for 20 years. They were in full Maya. But by the Krishna Katha and Krishna Sadhu, they live their body in Vrindavan Maya, personated by devotees. Where do they go? So it means they ended up being in Anyabilashita Shunyam Gyana, that verse, and then they go back. Whereas, and now I want to stress another point. If you look at Kapil in the third canto, Kapil Dev, what does he say to his mother? He defined what is Mishra Bhakti, in the mode of goodness, in the mode of passion, in the mode of ignorance. And then you're going to tell me if you fit in that category. So let's discuss. Kapil Dev explained to his mother what is Mishra Bhakti influenced by the mode of goodness. What is it? Please tell me.
no, I don't.
Means
I
you're
can't
trying to
answer.
break free from this world. Let's say you suffer. We suffer, all of us. But when you practice, when you chant Hare Krishna, when you take darshan, when you go to Vrindavan, whatever you do, you may be doing Navanga Bhakti, yes. But why is it Mishra influenced by Sattva Gun? Because your desire to break free from this world supersedes your desire to please Krishna. You follow? Then that's Mishra Bhakti, mode of goodness. But if you are full of anarthas and you cannot get out of it, and you pray to Krishna miserably, I'm finished, Krishna. I cannot give up this bad habit, let's say. But I don't want to give up pure devotional service. I will go to hell, doesn't matter. I will carry on there in hell, worshipping you, Krishna. That's a very good intention. Where the other fellow, he may be Paka. Every day is Paka. But why is he Mishra? Because he's using Krishna consciousness to break free from this world. And his real intent is not Anyabilashita Shunyam Gyana Kamana. His intent is to break free from that has superseded his desire to please Krishna. You follow? Then you can say it's Mishra Bhakti. You follow? So number two, Kapil is so expert, Kapil Dev. He's Mahajan, he's Vishnu Tattva. He's saying, what is Mishra Bhakti influenced by Rajagun? Please tell me.
Mishra Bhakti Rajagun. Someone who goes to Krishna, worship Krishna, but
For,
a good
for
start.
name fame,
Excellent, Prabhu. Excellent. Definitely, he wants position, he wants prestige, he's chanting Hare Krishna, he's worshipping Vishnu. But he wants position, he wants, and I would say, I don't want to mention name, I don't want to be offensive. Some demigods may be like this. Now, worst, Kapil Dev again, Mishra Bhakti, influenced by Tamagun.
Mishra Bhakti influenced by
There's even an example in Bhagavatam. I want you to tell me who is that. A very lofty personality, Mahalofty, is Manasaputra of Brahma. Can you imagine? You're
Oh.
trying to harm others. You are practicing bhakti even, can you imagine? But you want to harm others. Example, third canto,
Manasaputra.
Verse please.
third canto, beginning, Uma, what's her name? Her name is Uma, yes. She's married to,
Shiva.
yes, Prabhu? I cannot hear.
No, I don't know.
I don't understand. Anyway, Daksh,
No, his
Daksh. Remember Daksh is the Daksh means expert, is the term of Lord Brahma. He's married to,
Uma is her daughter, right?
yes, and she's going to marry, sorry, it's not,
Lord Shiva.
yeah, sorry, it's not married to, that is the daughter. She married Lord Shiva. And remember the story?
Yeah.
He offended Shiva
He
badly.
he insulted, yeah.
Badly. And even Virabhadra, one of his acolytes, came and beheaded him badly. He got the head of a goat for 6 manvanta. That's 2 billion years. The offense was so fierce. 2 billion years with the head of a goat. 2 billion years.
But Prabhu, once he got the head of the goat, was he conscious? Because you see, when a jiva gets into the animal body, he kinds of, I mean, he.
Yeah, that's a very good
the-
question. Just like Jad Bharat, he was conscious. And what happened? Even that's Mishra Bhakti no of Tamagun. But remember what he did? For 2 billion years, 6 manvanta, he performed Tapodivyam Putraka Yena Sadvam Shudyat. He repented. Garayan means to repent. He's a devotee. He's not a Nasur. He's the son of Brahma. So he had to pay severe price, severe, very severe. But he's not a fool. He knows. He understood. I blew it badly. So for 2 billion years, he performed austerity. And then he performed yagya, and Vishnu came himself. And yes, finally you understood. That took him 2 billion years to pay for austerity. And you can see in the 6th canto, he's totally well situated. He's in pure devotion. But you understand what I'm saying? We should not equate the two. It's not because you are just a regular sadhaka coming from the material world that you are necessarily a Mishra Bhakti. The proof is in the pudding. If you want to know where you stand, you have to analyze in the light of Anyabilashita Shunyam. You can see.
So, yeah. Prabhu, sorry to interrupt you.
Hmm.
I knew that Daksh was beheaded and he got the head of a goat.
Yeah.
And now I'm learning that he had to stay for 7 manvantar.
6.
with 6. So he- so their action for getting such a punishment was he offended Lord Shiva, right?
Okay.
So this offense
And he
might have
offended his
taken.
daughter. His daughter is Durga. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and then her daughter renounced the body,
Yeah.
her body in
It's
the
called
fire.
Sita. Sati, right. Yeah.
No, that's not Sita's. That's not being Sita Sati. That's different.
Prabhu, but one question. At that time, there were the demigods also there, but they did not protest. They remained silent. So it's not a offense also.
Of course. Remember, it's a beautiful kata. In the 3rd canto, what happened is when Virabhadra came down to sully the arena, he passed stool everywhere with his friends. They are suras, they are goblins, they are bhutas. They pass urine, stool, everything. They ruin everything badly. And then those who will happen to laugh when Daksh offended his daughter. They got toothless. They got beaten badly by Virabhadra. They lost their tooth. Everyone got, just like we are discussing now. They had meted out. The reaction was meted out to them according to the gravity of the offense. The foremost gravity was Daksh. He got beheaded. This one lost his tooth. This one lost his hair. Virabhadra is empowered acolyte of Lord Shiva, Maha powerful. So this is the point. This is the point.
So Prabhu, I mean, I'm just trying to understand the law of karma. So Raja Daksh, the King Daksh,
Yeah.
offending Lord Shiva and offending Mother
Yeah, Uma. She's
Uma, and then
actually
she.
Sati. Her name is Sati, I think.
So and then for that reaction, first he lost his head, and then got the head of a goat, and also that he has to remain in that body
Yeah,
for
but he was
6.
conscious. He was conscious.
So the point is, just for such an action, I mean, it's such a heavy reaction, and also for so long.
What he did is not a fool. Reaction was there, but he understood. I blew it so badly that let me undertake Maha austerity, Tapodivyam Putraka. So, and he did right, because at the end of the day, he got born again as the son of the Prachitas, I believe. And in the sixth canto, you see, and there he got reinstated in his full glory. He was worshiping Vishnu, and finally he got a regular head on his torso. And to the extent that Lord Vishnu himself appeared in the sacrifice. He said, "Yes, I'm very happy now." So it doesn't mean he was doomed forever. He got it right at the end. He had a
During
beautiful
those
Adhikar. He is the son of Lord Brahma himself. So just imagine the Adhikar. Yes, Prabhu?
during those 6 months after Manvantara, was he performing his duty as Raja Daksh or Prajapati?
No, actually, what happened is he performed severe austerities. And someone else, if I'm not mistaken, I have to look it up. Someone else stepped in. See, there are many Prajapatis. He's one of the main Prajapati, but when a Prajapati, just like if a big boss goes on vacation, there's other bosses that can look after the business. So in the same way, so many Prajapatis are there. Kashyap, so many Prajapatis are there. So, but he understood, just like in the dev sometimes, he gets off his post for the sake of performing austerity, because he understands I blew it badly. I put my foot in my mouth on this one. Let me take a break and perform severe austerity to atone. Even Yamaraj had to atone for a mistake. He became Vidur. So it means to say that we are back to 14 now. The transformation of the gunas may get you in the form of a demigod, or even may get you in the form of a human, according to how the modes transform your consciousness. Everything has to do with the modes. Prakriti, Purusha Prakriti Stohi, Bhunti Prakriti Jangunam, Karanam Guna Sangosya Sadasad Yodi Janmasu, 1322. We are Prakriti, but we want to act as Purush Abhiman, and then because of that only we could take the modes, and then Sad Asad Yoni Janmasu. We take birth in different Yoni, wombs, good wombs, bad wombs. The only reason is because we contacted the modes. So everything has to do with how you contact the modes. Are you contacting the modes towards the upper portion of the banyan tree, 15th chapter of the Gita, then you end up in the good part of the tree, you demigod. But if you have contact the modes through a yoni, asat yoni, papa yoni, then you end up into the lower part of the tree. You become an asur, you become a snail, you become a serpent, whatever. So that's a very powerful law of karma. No one knows. Do you think the Bible mentions that? So everything that we see, the yoga that you practice, there's a verse in the 11th canto, the water that you drink, the food, the place where you live, where you go on vacation, your friends, your son, how you treat your son, everything the religion that you partake has to do with the modes. Everything, everything, everything. You cannot escape unless you are nirgun. Even the bhakti that you practice may be under the modes. The yoga, the gyan. And that's pertinent for the humans mostly. So Maharaj Parikshit wants to know all these things. See how lofty are the questions.
Mm-hmm.
This is Bhagavatam. You cannot go higher than this. In the human form, through activities of karma, gyan, or bhakti, he wants to know what type of person performs what type of activities and what type of result they get. I want to know that. So basically, that concerns everyone, the Karma Mishra Bhakti, the Jnana Mishra Bhakti, the Yoga Mishra Bhakti, the pure devotee. The pure devotee is not under the modes. That is why Krishna says 4:18 in the Gita. What does he say? Someone who sees inaction, and action in inaction actually really sees things as they are. The pure devotee is acting day and night, but is karma-free, is nirgun, is nishkam. Why? Because he's inactive. Why? Because he acts entirely for Krishna. Beam has killed 200 million people. You follow? 20 crores people he has killed. 20 crores. He's a pure devotee. People will take you to court. They will kill you if you say that in public. He has killed 20 crores people, and he's a pure devotee. Why? Because he's acting within the plan of Krishna. Vinashaya Chadushkritam. Finish. He's not only is karma free, he's a pure devotee, he's a Mahajan, he's a Parashada. He has killed 20 crore people.
Wow.
See, this is pure devotional service. Why? Because he's into Anya Bilashita Shunyam Ganakama. He is totally sticking to that definition. He's a pure devotee, full stop. Finish. People will not understand. That is why Bhakti is Guhayam, Rasi. It's Guhayam, Dharma Nihitam Guhayam. It's Maha confidential, Maha secret. Raja Gudyam, Raja Vidya, Pavitramidam. It's Maha secret. People cannot relate to it unless you yourself is practicing. People don't understand. That is why, again, another point comes to my mind, 1812. Remember that verse? Krishna says, 1812, my dear Arjun, for those who are not renounced, there's 3 types of karma. Remember? What does he say? 1812, you can look it up. There's 3 types of karma for those who are not renounced. There's 3-fold fruits of action. Desirable, that is karma. Undesirable, that is vikarma, ugra karma, and mixed. You give 5 euros to one guy in the street, as soon as you're gone, he's going to buy wine. So it's Mishra karma. It's done, but in a mode of ignorance. But then he goes, But those who are in a renounced order of life have no result to suffer or enjoy. So this is Beam. When he kills 20 crore people, does it to suffer? Is he afraid of suffering? Does he do it to enjoy himself? No. He's just following the order. Finished. He's a pure devotee. If you're not a pure devotee, then you're going to accrue. Well, let's say if you're not a devotee at all, I should put it this way. If you're not a devotee at all, then you're going to have to go through that 1812. Threefold reaction. Karma, even Hitler must have done some good stuff. There must be some pious deeds to Hitler. He was veg. A lot of vikarma, but he must have done some good stuff. He was veg and other things. So he has to sit and be accountable for that. That is why the real course of action is pure devotion, because you're no more accountable. 418. Even to the extent that you kill for Krishna, you're no more accountable. This is the philosophy. Okay, let's carry on. 15. Let me see if I've got more questions on 14. It's a beautiful verse, 14. Huh? Okay. Yeah, 15. Bu patal kakub vyom graha nakshatra bubritam sarit samudrad vipanam sambhavas chetad okasham.
O best of the Brahmanas, please also describe how the creation of the globes throughout the universe, the four directions of the heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the mountains, the rivers, the seas and the islands, as well as their different kinds of inhabitants, takes place.
Yeah.
So you gave a question also?
Yeah.
The question is, do we understand the Earth is the only planet inhabited? What does Srila Prabhupada say? So we understand from the purport that it's not only Earth that is inhabited. Different planets, different places are inhabited by different jivas with different kinds of body that suits the particular place.
Yes. Excellent.
So
Sarvagata, 224, remember? Sarvagata. See people making a big fuss, alien, or it's called UFO, unidentified flying objects. Big fuss, big books. How many times? How many books? In 2 words, Krishna, 224. In 2 words, he just sums up those things. Sarvagata, finish. Sarvagata means everywhere there is jivas. In 2 words, Krishna concludes the matter. Finish. Sarvagata means everywhere you find jivas, in the fire, in the air, in the sea, everywhere. It's not a rocket science. Even here, this is the point of 15. Can you say people are equal materially? People who are born in Sahara Desert, it's 70 degrees during the day. Do you know that? 70 degrees. In India, it's 40. It's 70 degrees in Sahara. So are they the same people living in Vancouver or in Sahara or in Paris? No, there's different, what do you call it? Transformation of the modes. There's a better word than transformation. Different permutations. Yes, this is better. Permutations. You follow? Permutations. Even on this planet, even in your family. Can't you see your brother, your sister, they are differently influenced by the modes? Is it, I have to make sure that all the boys and girls of that family must be influenced the same? No way, this is nonsense. We are jivas. eternally distinct. Even in our own family, we can see our father has such permutation of the modes hovering on him. My mother has different permutations. My brother, my sister, everyone is struggling with his own permutations of the modes. Has nothing to do with this family or that family. Similarly, of course, you may say that's also true. If you're born in France, if you're born in Canada, there's a global karma. Yes, that's very true. Overall karma. Let's say you have seen in France, it's quite obvious. Everyone has a particular way of acting. You know, you can tell, oh, this guy is French, this guy is Italian. There's a bit of a global karma pending on everyone. That's true also. There's individual karma, there's global karma. That's true. But the bottom line of this 15 is Karmana Deva Netrena. It's done by higher authorities. It's not done by us. We don't decide. So he wants to know, Parikshit. 16. Pramanam andakoshasya bhyabhyantara bedataha mahatam chanu charitam vanashram vinischayaha. 16.
Also, please describe the inner and outer space of the universe by specific divisions, as well as the character and activities of the great souls, and also the characteristics of the different classifications of the caste and orders of social life.
Yes, Prabhu.
So,
Go ahead.
Maharaj Parikshit is also inquiring about the Varna ashram.
Yeah, not right away, but yeah, we'll come to that. At the end, it's Vanashram, yes. But in the beginning, did you notice the first paragraph? What does he say? It makes a very good point.
It's speaking about this modern scientists.
Yeah, but I was Jigyasu. There's a verse in the Gita, 7:16. Shatu Madhavana Shishtam Gunakam. No, this is the fourth chapter. What is it? The Sukritina, remember? The Arta Atati Jigyasu Gyani. Be careful, this Gyani is not a monist, he's a pure devotee. But he is coming from the origin of monisms, but he becomes a pure devotee, like Shukdev or Kumar. But let's discuss about the Jigyasu. What's the meaning of Jigyasu?
Those who are inquiring about the absolute truth.
Exactly. Parikshit is like that. He's a pure devotee. Do you think Parikshit is not a pure devotee even before receiving Bhagavatam? No, he's Vishnunath. He has seen Lord Krishna in the womb. Who can do better? Who can do better than that? But still, you can see he's extremely inquisitive, like Shunaka. So this is, I remember Bodhijan Prabhu, we used to ask him questions left, right, and corner. I remember, practically that was his last badge because he was getting old. And after that, he said, I'm semi-retired now. But I mean, there's not only me, there's so many devotees. I mean, at least 15, 20. We're asking him questions day and night, day and night. So we were inquisitive, but it pays off. Because the more you ask, the more you understand, and more you take notes, and more you analyze deep on your side, you carry on searching. You follow? So that's a very good way to it's a beautiful quality, inquisitiveness. But again, Shri Show is very clear. It's called, what is it called in the Shri Show? The two different ways to access knowledge. Aroha, Avaroha, Avaroha. Aroha pounds, Avaroha. Descending knowledge, ascending knowledge. That's the problem with them. They're totally into ascending knowledge. And then did you notice the key sentence? The Bhagavatam is called, what is Bhagavatam? Someone asked you, What is Bhagavatam? You can just tell this verse, this phrase. The glories of the Lord and the glories of his devotees combined together comprise the complete knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. If you want to be extremely succinct, what is that book, sir? This is the complete glories of the Lord and his devotees. Full stop. 100%. If you sell the Bhagavatam, this is what you have to say. This book deals with the complete glories of the Lord and his devotees. That's it. This is Bhagavatam. So the bottom line of this verse is Yasmin Vigyate Savamevam Vigyatam Bhavanti. If you know Krishna, you know everything. This is the reality. If you know Krishna, you know everything. And now let's deal with Vanashram. Go ahead. You can take over, Prabhu. Vanashram. What are we talking about here? What kind of Vanashram we're talking about?
The Devi Varnashram.
Yeah. What is the key sentence in the last paragraph? See, this is Prabhupada is so expert to encapsulate. I mean, practically speaking, you can write a book on that one sentence. The value of such scientific divisions of human society can be ascertained only in terms of the proportionate development of devotional service to the Lord. Finish. That's it. Finish. You can make one book on that sentence. So you may say, well, what's wrong? We find Vanashram in Canada, in France, in Mauritius. Yes, we find politicians, we find farmers, bankers, grocery store. But is it done only in terms of the proportionate development of devotional service to the Lord? No. Hence, it is called Asuric Vanashram. Becomes Devic as soon as you try to please Krishna in your occupational duties. Otherwise, Asuric. Full stop. What is the verse of Sutta Goswami in the second chapter, first canto?
Sorry, first canto.
Remember, second chapter, backing up this point of Devi Vanashram. There's two verses, 1 to 8, 1 to 13. You can quote one of the two. This is Sutta Goswami is telling us what kind of Vanashram he wants us to follow. This is the verse. Arias Haritoshan, Samsiddhi Haritoshanam. Samsiddhi Haritoshanam. Atapumbir Vijashreshta Vanashram Vibhagashaha Svanuchitasya Damasya Samsiddhi Haritoshanam. It will be proven by, are you trying to please Samsiddhi, perfection, Haritoshan, to please Hari? That's the proof. The praman is there. Otherwise, it's asuric. It's counterproductive. It means it's called Narapashu. If you don't follow Vanashram, below Vanashram is Narapashu. Narapashu means animal life. So this is a beautiful portion of dealing with everyone. Prabhupada explained in that paragraph, even the president of the company is part and parcel of Krishna. So we have to serve the whole. Very simple. You are a farmer, you are, even a sweeper in the street. You can be a pure devotee. You're a sweeper in the street. If you stick to that verse, Anyabila Shita Shunya, the guy is doing, you have seen, Kolavecha Sridhar is selling banana peel. Can you imagine how poor he is? extremely poor. And Mahaprabhu told him, ask me anything in the universe, I can give it to you. He said, no, I just want pure devotional service, life after life. He cannot even eat properly. He's skinny. So, anyway, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll meet on Thursday morning, my time, 5 a.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Haribol. Okay, so let me stop the share. Stop it